Hello and welcome back to E TV. Please like and subscribe to channel to get further videos directly in your inbox.
Beirut explosion, angry residents demand answers after blast. People in Beirut have expressed anger at the government over what they say was negligence that led to Tuesday's huge explosion. President Michel Aoun said the blast was caused by 2,750 tons of ammonium nitrate stored unsafely in a warehouse. Many have accused the authorities of corruption, neglect and mismanagement. The blast killed at least 137 people and injured about 5,000 others, while dozens are still missing. A 2-week state of emergency has begun. French architect Jean-Marc Bonfils, involved in rebuilding the city after the Civil War, and firefighter Sahar Fairs, one of the first responders at the scene, were among the first fatalities to be named.
This is a sample of some of the destruction wrought on Beirut by yesterday's blast. This neighborhood here is very close to the site of the blast. Many of the buildings here have balconies that overlook the port of Beirut. So people would have been standing on their balconies or near their windows, stretching their necks to catch a glimpse of the fire when the blast struck. If you were here when this happened, where you were standing would have made the difference between life and death, between a superficial or a very serious injury. But for the country as a whole, this feels like a crippling wound. Lebanon has just lost its port through which most of its imports pass through, and it has lost it right in the middle of the worst economic crisis in generations.
A German diplomat was also among the dead. Beirut is crying, Beirut is screaming, people are hysterical and people are tired, filmmaker Jude Kihab told the BBC, calling for the people responsible to face justice. Chadiael Mouchi, a resident currently in hospital, said, "I've known all the time that we are led by incompetent people, incompetent government. But I tell you something, what they have done now is absolutely criminal." On Wednesday, the government announced that a number of port officials were placed under house arrest pending an investigation into the explosion. The country's Supreme Defense Council insisted that those found responsible would face the maximum punishment. Meanwhile, Amnesty International and Human Rights Watch have called for an independent investigation into the blast. In a statement, HRW said it had serious concerns about the ability of the Lebanese judiciary to conduct a credible and transparent investigation on its own. On Thursday, President Emmanuel Macron became the first world leader to visit the country, a former colony of France, since the tragedy. He was mobbed as he walked around the city. He told crowds he would not let aid go to corrupt hands, and promised to call for a new political pact from the country's leaders.
I live on the 11th floor and the glass flash. I heard like 2 big explosions. I felt the building is going down. I was trying to hide. I am bleeding a little bit from my feet. I'm okay though. I mean, this took me back in the memory to 2006 when Israel was bombing Lebanon and it bombed an area near me and I felt I'm gonna die. I just had the same feeling today.
Everyone dropped to the ground, and I remember opening my eyes and looking at the ground and just seeing a dust and bunch of rubble just floating in the mall that we were in. And then all of a sudden glass breaking, and then the alarm of like a war alarm going off, and the mall had glass in the storefronts. All of it broke and there was blood on the floor, probably from the shattered glass that hit them. There was a lady outside that when we left the mall, when we evacuated the mall, she was in the parking lot under, and the pressure under in the parking lot was much more than the open sky where we were. And apparently she was flown meters, you know, from the shockwave. And yeah, people had to drag her out. It was, yeah, intense.
Well, basically, I was in a car, in a taxi cab. Suddenly, I lost my hearing. Apparently, I was too close. So I lost my hearing for a few seconds. I knew something was wrong. And then suddenly, the glass just shattered all over the car.
لن يمر من دون حساب. سيدفع المسؤولون عن هذه الكارثة الثمن.
Where I'm living right now, we suffered from a lot of car bombs from 2013 to 2015. So once I heard the explosion, I instantly thought that's coming back to us, the wave of car bombs, the wave of attacks, which is something we wanted to forget. So now I'm shaking, all of me, from up to down.
Thanks for watching Universal Information and Entertainment TV. Please like and subscribe our channel for more updated videos, news, information and entertainment. See you in next video. Stay tuned.